Good morning. Welcome to my thought for the day. We have reached Luke 8 from verses 40 to the end of the chapter. Two stories linked as one, really, that as Jesus was going through this particular place, I thought it was Capernaum, but I've looked at all three Gospels and they don't make it clear where it was. Certainly they'd all come back across the lake, and everyone was waiting for him, and Jairus, a leader of the synagogue, his daughter was dying, his 12-year-old daughter was dying, and he asked Jesus for help. And as Jesus went, the crowd that had been waiting for him pressed around him, and a woman who'd had an issue of blood or a flow of blood for 12 years and tried everything for it to be healed, came and touched him and she was healed. And then Jesus raises this child from death and restores her to her parents. Now these are both very well known, very well preached on stories. Do read the whole story. Ask the Lord to speak to you in the way he wants to speak to you about them. But the thought that came to me as I was reading it was the period of time was 12 years for both of these. And there was a sudden contrast in my mind. Here was a child who for 12 years had lived a life, a full life as a child, cared for, loved by her parents, valued by her community, and she had lived life to the full until she was 12, and then had been struck down by some illness. We don't know. She was dying. It doesn't say what she was ill of, what she was suffering from. And the woman with the issue of blood or the flow of blood, obviously something was wrong with her womb and her reproductive organs. We don't know exactly what it was. And she had suffered a great deal of pain and distress, and added on to that was the fact that a woman was always regarded as unclean when she had her menstrual period on, and to be bleeding for 12 years meant she would have not been able to attend church, to attend the synagogue, to attend worship. She would have been kept aside from her family as unclean and making other people unclean, living almost as a leper. So she had suffered for 12 years. And my thought really was that here, sometimes we have something going on in our lives for a long time, and we think it will never change, that we will always be the way that we were. Perhaps an anxious person who won't go out alone, or perhaps somebody who's always, I don't know what it might be, suffering from something for 12 years. It was just a way of life. It was just the way things were for 12 years, and nothing you did make it any better. You tried this, you tried that, tried the other. Been to counselling, been to workshops, been to training courses, whatever it is, and nothing made any difference. And then this other one, the child that was 12, who had lived a full life, and suddenly something had come upon her that was incurable in the natural. And my thought was that Jesus can deal with both kinds of situations. There's nothing that Jesus can't deal with. He can deal with the thing that comes upon us all of a sudden. They never expected to happen. Their expectation would have been that this child would live to adulthood and marry and have children of her own. And the expectation of this lady with the issue of blood was that she would always suffer from it until her dying day, that nothing would change. But the thing about meeting Jesus is he changes everything. He can deal with the sudden things. When the sudden event comes, the best place to run to is Jesus. Whatever the thing is that has come upon you, The last thing you should do is turn away from Jesus and say, this is hopeless. He can't help me. Turn to him and make your appeal to him, as Jairus did to Jesus. What did he say? He fell at his feet and besought him to come to his house. Please come, my daughter's dying. Please come. So when a sudden thing happens, the first thing we should do is, Lord, help me in this situation. I don't know what to do. This has happened suddenly. I don't know what to do. Give me wisdom. Give me guidance. Help me. Show me what to do. And when we've had something that seems hopeless and the enemy tells us, well, it's gone on for so long, nothing will ever change. Not only is it very difficult, but you just learn to live with it. Cope with it best you can. There is an answer. Jesus, do you know? It's a very simple thought here, really. The answer to every problem is Jesus. The answer to every question is Jesus. Jesus is everything we need. Jesus is the only thing we need in every situation. And to come to the Lord and say, look, I have no solution for this situation. Both of these people were like that. Jairus and this woman who we don't know. We don't even have a name for her. Bless her heart, we don't have a name for her. A woman who just had enough faith, not even to ask Jesus for something, but to reach out to him with that inner cry that only God hears. Help me. If I could just get close enough to touch his garment, I will be healed. And Jesus will meet you, whatever your need. He will transform your situation, whatever your need. That's the kind of person he is. He always responded to the cry of the heart. He always responded to the cry of the heart. The thing that made him saddest was the people who turned away from him and would not reach out to him. Those who didn't want his help, didn't want his intervention, didn't want him as part of their world or their lives. I think these stories are lovely. Read them if you get the chance today. And they're very visual stories. Picture it. Picture it, if you will. The crowd, the appeals, the kerfuffle, the wailing in the house. Picture it. Make it live in your imagination and see Jesus meeting a sudden need and a long-term need on the same day. That's my thought for the day, anyway. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye-bye.